Hi, this is the Bratz Boys Club, and I am Jesse. And today I'm going to introduce you to another one of my Bratz Boys. Um, this Bratz Boy is very incredible, and actually, this was the surprise I was going to give you pretty soon. It was a purchase I never thought I was going to be able to make. Uh, just to put it in perspective, I really never, ever considered even the possibility that slight possibility I was going to be able to get my hands on this Bratz Boy ever. Seriously, never, ever. Fortunately, somehow the cosmos conspired together in giving me the opportunity somehow magically to get my hands on this Bratz Boy that I was waiting for so long. And this one actually completes one of my collections that I have now. Um, and the Bratz Boys in that collection, of course, came from two different places. One of them actually came from the seller's website that I was frequenting earlier this year. The other one came from the auctions website that I'm frequenting now. And of course, this one goes back to that seller's website that I was frequenting earlier this year. I never really thought I was going to get my chance to ever see this Bratz Boy for sale as a collectible. I used to see him a lot back in the days, so I was kind of into this series and or collection for some time back in the day. I was just really not interested in buying the collection or any of the Bratz from this collection or any other collection as collectibles either. But now that I'm collecting, I really thought I had missed my chance to own this Bratz Boy in particular because it's been such a long time, and so I never really considered I was going to be able to own him and have him as part of my ever-growing collection of Bratz Boys. But fortunately, someone decided to part with their Bratz Boy for this collection. And it just happened to be the Bratz Boy I was so looking for and I was after. Um, since this year started, I have a little bit of information, of course, regarding this series and or collection here in front of me. There's not a bunch of information, though, to go by. There's just a little bit, so I'm going to try and do the best I can with what I've got. So, without further ado, this is the Bratz Boy that I've been so excited about since, like, forever, because I've never been able to ever see him anywhere now for a while. Now, I don't know if there are more available. This one I was able to purchase as a collectible from the, like I said, seller's website that I was frequenting at the beginning of this year that I'm really excited about. And this is not from my seller friend or collector who keeps sending me messages so I can buy their Bratz Boys. This is from someone totally different. They are, I believe, collectors as well. But I am so thrilled to introduce you to this Bratz Boy because he is the Pretty and Punk Dylan from 2005 from the Pretty and Punk collection in her series. The Bratz Boy from this series and her collection that I thought I would never be able to get my hands on. And if I ever had the chance, I actually, sort of thought I was going to have to pay a ton of money. And yes, he was expensive. He was, I believe, quite as expensive as Cameron and Eitan from this same collectioner series, Pretty and Punk 2005. So I can't really sit here and tell you he was cheap because he was not. He's definitely much more expensive as a collectible than he would have been back in the day at a retail price. I'm thinking these were along the lines of $25.99. Maybe I could be wrong, but I'm thinking that's as much as it would have gone for. But now they're a lot more pricey. And the only one I was unable to find for the longest time was, of course, Dylan. Dylan was the most difficult to find. Of course, Dylan sometimes is very difficult to find in any collection in our series, especially in a condition like this one. Now, this one in particular didn't come in without any problems or issues. Like I said, most of these boxes come in with lots of problems, lots of issues, lots of there's almost anything and everything happening to these boxes, because this one is going to be 20 years old in another 3 years. So this Bratz Boy has been around inside this box for quite a while. So there's a lot going on, and I'm gonna put him on to the camera on this side so you can see some of the problems that he has. You can see in the hand right there, he's got some markings, some black markings in the hand that, of course, were on the photos that were available on the listing for him in the seller's website. So I knew exactly what I was purchasing. It was not a mystery. The seller and/or collector made sure that I knew exactly what I was purchasing, and I love that from every seller and/or collector. Please always make sure you do that. I will thank you so much. Sometimes I'm so desperate for the purchase, and for the Bratz Boy in particular that I'm looking for, that I really don't care about what the Bratz Boy has. If it's tiny cosmetic damages or little blemishes or whatever you want, as long as it's not something that's really big, that's really ugly, that's really awful, I'm okay with it. Like I said, I may have said in some of my previous videos before, there are some factory flaws with the Bratz Boys anyway. I believe I have a Bratz Boy with really weird hair problems where his hair is like missing patches, and it's not perfect, so that's fine. So some of these are not perfect anyway from factory. But thank you so much for the photos, and this is a shout out to the seller or collector who sent me this one. All of the photos I saw were up to date, current photos of the Bratz Boy doll and the box and everything. And I was expecting a very problematic box and doll and accessories, but I received close to mint. Excellent. Just a couple of blemishes, like I said, nothing else. So, onto the collection in question. This is the 2005 Pretty and Punk Bratz Boy collection, or Bratz collection, but this is the Bratz Boy collection for the Pretty and Punk 2005, which is made up of 3 Bratz Boys. It's Mr. Dylan, Sexy Hot Dylan, and of course Cameron and Eitan. The 3 of them are amazing in this collection. Their style, their trend is completely epic. There is no other collection where they shine this way. No other collection shows them in such a wild, awesome, epic way like this one does. They totally get pushed out of the norm and out of their comfort level or zone, and they are thrown into some crazed kind of style and trend. The clothing, the hair, I believe the eyes are still not, like erotically different, but they're so cool. And I believe that I mentioned in some of my other videos that in this collection they each have a pet. I think they all 3 have a pet cat. I could be wrong. I don't know. I think 2 may have a cat and 1 may have a puppy, but I'm not really sure. So this is the 2005 Pretty and Punk collection and series for the Bratz Boys. I believe that for the girls, there's also a line, and they give me the names here of the girls that belong to it. I really don't care about the girls, so I'm not going to mention those. But for the guys, for the boys, for the Bratz Boys, is once again, I'm going to repeat this once again, it's Dylan, Cameron, and Eitan. And they're the ones who belong to this collection and our series. And so like I said, it's just 3 of them. It's just 3. And that's all you get for the boys. I believe for the girls you may get a couple more. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not sure. But this is what you get for the boys. So, Uh, in the early 2000s, MGA, and I think I mentioned this over and over again in all of my videos, MGA was investing a ton of money on their Bratz dolls. More so on the Bratz girls, but of course a little bit more than they do now on the Bratz boys. Definitely way more than they do now on the Bratz boys. So that meant that some of the Bratz Boys collection in their series were going to have an incredible doll with incredible accessories, with an incredible, even more so incredible box. Art, design, and everything you can think of. So, if you take a good look at this box, you're going to see that it's a very, very different. The shape, still the same. Somehow the shape of the boxes was always the same. I think the only one that was a little bit different was Masquerade, the Masquerade collection. But these were totally the same shape almost all the time. So you had the same shape, but you had a different design. It looks like the plastic, the clear glossy plastic for the box, has a design of a flag, like a European UK flag or something like that. Not really sure, but it's design of a flag for the plastic glossy cover of the box. And of course, you get the art at the bottom of the box. Oops, at the bottom of the box, of course, with the same kind of theme that the clear glossy plastic is going, with a flag. You've got a little bit of red, blue, and white, I think, somewhere in there. And then, of course, you get the picture of the Bratz boy, which in this case is Dylan, which looks so hot and sexy. Amazing Dylan, oh my god. So you get the picture of the Bratz boy. Let me get him close over here to the camera, and there's Dylan right there. There's Mr. Dylan, sexy, hot Dylan. My god, Dylan is amazing. All the Bratz boys are amazing. But so here is Mr. Dylan for the 2005 Pretty and Punk collection, the picture. It's kind of small. I wish it would have been a little bit bigger, but that's okay, that's fine. So aside from the perfect, definitely unique designed, plastic glossy, clear box design for the Bratz boy, you get the awesome cardboard cutout design and the art. And then I just showed you the sides. These are very unique in that they come with a bracelet, like little chains like all over that are supposed to serve as a bracelet. They look really special. Let me get that close to the camera. So you've got, at some point I think these were supposed to be like a chains or something that you could wear or whatever. And then of course the handle is different. It looks like it's some hard black plastic with two little silver stars at the top. Very unique, very, very special, very amazing, very particular to this collection. So you've got the special handle, you've got the special bracelet. I believe I've got a box coming from another Eitan from the same collection that I just purchased. And his box actually has the tag that is supposed to go here, attached to this chain. This one doesn't have it anymore. But there's a tag, like a little cover paper, like folded paper with like more information on the Bratz Boy and collection or series. So you've got the box that's amazing. You've got the art that's amazing. You've got every design in the box that is just epic and special. Let me turn the box over so you can take a look at it. And the back it looks very similar to the other two boxes, with the exception of you get the larger picture, which might be, I think, as big as the Bratz Boy doll itself, but of the Bratz Boy that is inside the box. In this case, being Dylan. Just like the other two boxes, I believe the one for Cameron had Cameron, the one for Eitan had Eitan, and so this one has Dylan, the doll, and then the name, and then the Bratz Boys logo name, and then the name for the Punks, the collectioner series. And then it gives you, like the other boxes, a little photograph of the three Bratz Boys that make up this collection, which of course is Eitan, Dylan, and Cameron. So you'll get that photograph as well in black and white, which is so retro and awesome. And they look incredible in there, my god. They look amazing. They look so sexy and hot. I cannot just get enough of how hot they look in this series and collection, and how amazing the box looks like too. So this is what it looks like behind the box. It looks incredible. It looks amazing. Look at all that. Look at all of that. And there we go, there we go. So we're gonna do the tip. I'm gonna tip him over, and here we go. So here is the box of Dylan tipped over. Let me fix my glasses. God, these just keep on getting lower and lower. So here he is. This is Dylan from the top of the box. You can see the little accessories. So that little suitcase, you can see the handle once more, a little bit closer to the camera. You can see his hair. My God, I love that hair. Dylan, you are so hot and sexy. Look at that hair. So that's the hair. That's the little pet cat at the bottom. And you've got some accessories right there. So that's a closer look at the top. Like, oh my God. And so that was the top. Let me do and continue the tip over and look at the bottom of the box. I don't know if there's a year down there, but if you can see it, let me know. Gives you the Bratz Boyz logo and then the punk's name for the collectioner series, and then you get a photo of all the pretty and punks Bratz girls and Bratz boys at like a party hangout place, or just a hangout place where they are hanging out and having like a little like me time, kind of like a little coffee tea time or something, or like hangout with, it looks like a little like a drink shop or something. And of course there's like a little telephone booth, and you've got them all over in there, telephone booth and a little drink bar or drink shop. Sorry, I meant drink shop. So there you go. It just looks amazing. So you get that little photograph at the bottom. I just cannot believe how great, how amazing this box is. And so that was the bottom of the box. And I'm going to go back into this. I usually go into it every time I make a video of the Bratz Boyz. And it's like in the very beginning, the early 2000s, when the collection was just starting, like I was saying, MGA was very invested in the line of dolls, both Bratz girls and Bratz boys, more so towards the Bratz girls. But they gave you a lot. Aside from the box and the perfection of the box that you got, you also got a lot of accessories, which meant you got a Bratz boy with incredible clothing. Of course, look at that. He is wearing the most spectacular pair of shorts, a t-shirt or something, and a little shirt outside of that. And he's got a little backpack, and then of course he's got a pet. All three Bratz Boyz for this collection or series have a pet. Like I say, I can't really tell which, if they all have a cat, or two of them have a cat and one has a puppy. I really don't remember. But so then you get your second pair of clothing, and then for this collection or series, looks like only you get a little suitcase. You get a little suitcase that they are hauling with them. I believe because they are traveling, so they are in there, like, I don't know, like abroad for just a little while. So there's a suitcase there. I believe all three have one. And of course, there's the classic comb all the time. This one happens to be attached still after all these years. It's completely attached, and oh my God, it's right there, and it's not moving. What a miracle. But so you get a ton of stuff. You get a ton of accessories. You get accessories on the Bratz Boy himself, and then you get the Bratz Boy, and he looks amazing. He looks perfect. He looks sexy. He looks hot. He looks like no other Bratz Boy ever did. So you've got everything in there. You've got accessories, a ton of them. You've got a box that is so perfect and amazing that if you take care of it, it'll last forever, as you can see. And so MGA was doing their job, and of course it was a good thing that they were doing it, because they were earning a ton of money. Back in the early 2000s, back in the day when they started, they were outselling every toy, 10, 20 to 1, including Barbie, of course. Barbie. Barbie, used to be huge and big, and she was nothing back then. So, they had it all. They had everything. Everybody wanted them. These were the hot item back then, a long time ago. Not so much ever now. So they're pretty much out the door. But that is MGA. And this is the Bratz Boy from the Pretty in Punk 2005 Collectioner series. And so you get everything. You get everything that you wanted on the Bratz Boy, to everything you can think of, and as opposed to right now. So now on to the purchase. So I purchased this as a collectible. Like I said, not at retail. I didn't purchase it at a store. So yes, this was more expensive than you would have, it would have been back at retail. And the pictures in the ad showed me a box that was opened. I know, that's horrifying, that's frightening. Oh my god, I've never bought it. I wasn't gonna consider purchasing this one for that reason alone, but I thought, well, I've got no other option. There is no other Dylan with a box like this one. So maybe I could just close the sides, tape them up, not too hard, and if everything looks like it's there still attached to the cardboard cutout from behind, I could just ignore the fact that he was opened, which I am going to do. So I did. In the photos, he was opened. The owner, collector or enthusiast, told in the bio that the box was opened. It had become loose and untaped. And so they were sending him like that. And I was prepared to actually fix the back of the box as well, because the back of the box looked like it was loose. That little cardboard piece was forward, tipping over. So it looked like it was detached. Yep, that little cardboard piece was detached and forward, tipping forward, and the Bratz Boy against the plastic glossy cover. Unfortunately, it was not. The only thing I needed to do once the box arrived was make sure the flaps were closed properly into that middle center area of the cardboard. There's a centerpiece there where you have to put the little flaps in properly. And once you stick in the little flap handles in there in that little centerpiece and you close them properly, you've got to be really patient. Because what I've noticed with these boxes is if you're not patient and you tape them incorrectly, they will look atrocious. So I was extremely patient. I was away from noises and people and everything. I locked the door and I made sure to close the flaps slowly, the little door, the little handles here, and then tape it slowly, gently. I was very, very careful with him. And then the box just looked like new, like perfect and excellent. And actually, it's got very little wear and tear. So thank you so much. A shout out to you, the collector or enthusiast and owner of this Bratz Boy, who sold him to me in this perfect, almost excellent condition, because you gave me an incredible collectible item, and I don't mind paying any kind of money for something that looks this great. And thank you for the packaging. It arrived ahead of time, bubble wrapped in a gigantic bubble wrap ball inside a large box with little fragile item stickers all over it. And it was excellent, very protected, very safe, and I'm very happy to have him. And I'm very, very happy that you sold him to me because I really needed him to finish my collection. So everything was excellent. I actually was ready for a catastrophic situation with him that I was going to have to fix to make sure the box was on par with the rest of what I have, or close to it, on my collection. And no, this was perfect. It was better than I anticipated. So thank you so very much. And so this was the video that I was mentioning I was going to make if the miracle of me able to buying this ever happened. And so this is it. This is that amazing, awesome video of the 2005 Pretty in Punk Dylan from the Pretty in Punk collection and her series from 2005. And he actually has a box. And yes, there is some wear and tear, like I mentioned. There is those little black marks on his hand. I believe it's one. I believe something might have gotten in there and dirtied the little between the fingers right there. And then of course there is the other one in the nose. If you can tell, it's that little dot on the tip of his nose right there. Let me get him closer to that camera. So yes, that is right there also, and it's some kind of little damage or blemish on Dylan, but that's fine because I have another one like that. I believe it may be Eitan from the Prom 2003 Formal Funk collection, and that's totally fine. It's fine because I love these babies, no matter how flawed they may be now because of so many years that they've been around, I still love them, still want them, and I want to have them as part of my ever-growing collection of Bratz Boyz that seems to just keep growing and growing and growing, and doesn't stop. So I really don't mind. I really just am in love with Dylan, especially this Dylan from this collectioner series. I totally love him. He's the cutest thing ever. Hottest stud ever. I'm just really happy he's here, he's with us, and his little brothers and everybody else, and I have him, and I will never let him go, ever. So, this was the video for the 2005 Pretty and Punk Collectioner Series Dylan that you got to meet and I got to introduce to you today. And I will upload another video soon that will possibly be another Bratz Boy. So I'll be anxious for that, and I'm pretty sure you'll be too. And I hope you'll get to see it, and I'll get to introduce him to you. I'll also have pretty soon videos of the Bratz vehicles, or vehicles that I have purchased particularly and specially for my Bratz Boys, so they can have a little bit of fun as well. And so thank you very much for watching, and I hope that you get to watch another one of my videos really soon, and as soon as I upload it. And I hope to see you there, and if you drop by, just check out my videos and check out my Bratz Boyz. It'll be amazing. Hopefully you like them. Hopefully you're a Bratz Boy enthusiast or collector, or just love them so much, just as much as I do. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you then.